What's up, one man in his detector? What's up, Nikki? So I kind of wanted to give an update about my court that I had a couple of weeks ago, but I'll go ahead and wait to see if more people join. But I do want to give a tour of this place in Victoria Gardens, just so people could get an idea of what this place is. And as you can see, it's you have Main Street. I'm gonna go to the entrance, right at the entrance, just to show there's no gates, there's no trespassing. It's because it's open to the public. I'm just gonna go to the entrance and then walk in and give a little tour exactly to show where I was arrested. And then I'm actually gonna go buy a juice in there, and then probably set up the tripod. I'll probably set up next to the public library. There's a public library here too. So again, there's a public library. It means it has to be open to the public. And when you're open to the public, you have to respect people's rights. I'm also going to be going over the code of conduct here, which again, it's ridiculous that they arrested me, for having a tripod. But yeah, once I set up everything and I have my juice, I'll go ahead and go over the code of conduct, just to emphasize. Again, I'm not looking to get arrested again. So if these tyrants want to kick me out again, I'm gonna leave. But I'm gonna make sure that they're gonna kick me out under threat of arrest. I'm gonna make sure that they verbalize it. So again, this is a public street, and then this is another public street that leads into Victoria Gardens again. Let me see. Put the live chat. What's up, Martin? Beyond Belief. Chillster. What's up? Alright, so I just want to show the signage here as we enter. Obviously, I think they do close it at a certain time. I think it's 10 p.m. I think they close. I'm assuming they probably close this gate, but people can still drive through, at any time. You can drive through here if you need to. What's up, Mad Mac? Yeah, I was actually watching that stream. I was coming home from work, and I was listening to a stream as I was driving. So I had to look for parking, because right here the parking is crazy. Americans love shopping, right? And consuming. So yeah, the parking here is crazy. So luckily, I was watching that stream, so it wasn't that bad. Well, that was right on. Right. All right, so, well, actually, I missed some of the signage in the entrance, but son of a gun. Shall we just, let me just walk fast. I did see a sign over here. Yeah, there we are. It's because they're on the other side of these trees. Can't really. So we have one sign here. Speed limit. Let me go one more. And this is the only signage they have. Like, it's pretty basic. What's up, Base Truther? Okay, so again, unauthorized vehicles will be towed. Nothing to do with trespassing or anything, or private property. None of that. Damn, maybe I should have connected the microphone. It's a little windy. Again, this is the only sign that's all over this area. Again, has to do with vehicles. No skateboarding, rollerblading, segways on property. No loitering. Again, I'm not loitering. I'm not soliciting. There we go. That's it. It doesn't say. It doesn't say anything about you can record, or there is something in the code of conduct, which I am going to go over, that says you cannot unnecessarily block the walkways, which again, I wasn't blocking the walkway. That's obvious. And the video will show that. So it's like, Another thing in the code of conduct, I think it was something that you could only be here for business purposes, right? But doing a story here is business. You know, exercising your right to record, and if you want to just browse, let's say you want a window shop, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna say you can't be here, like because you're not buying something. Like that's ridiculous. You know? I know. So yeah, let me just show where I was arrested, and then I'll give a update on my case. I did have a lot of new people, some of the new people asking about an update, and also I haven't given an update, a formal update, right, on that yet. So yeah. So again, we're already in Victoria Gardens. Again, all of these public sidewalks, they're open to the public, you know, and these sidewalks are wide. Look how wide these sidewalks are. Like, there's no way a tripod can block this whole sidewalk. You know, the whole point is you're not supposed to be blocking the flow of traffic, so, which is obvious. That's anywhere, you know. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be walking past the exact same spot where I was arrested, and then probably go buy a juice, and then probably set up somewhere next to the public library. Um, See how that goes. My hand out, all up near. Oh, look at this guy. He has a little trailer right here. Nice. How's it going, man? Wow, he could have that whole setup, but I couldn't have a tripod. That is crazy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, Chilster. All right. I think these guys have stop sign. All right. So again, open to the public. Anybody could come in here, walk around, you know, buy something if you want. Just browse, you know, if you don't want to buy anything, you know, just like anywhere else. Your rights don't fold as soon as you come in here, you know. That's ridiculous. Yep, they are. I know there was a guy selling something from his car. I just passed him right now. He's not being harassed. Yeah, I guess maybe he will, because it says no loitering. I mean, no soliciting either, so. We got security again right there. They just drive around. And again, the times that I was here before I was arrested. Oh, here I am. The Apple Store's right here, look. So people could get an idea. So here's the Apple Store. Yeah, this is Main Street. Here's the Apple Store. And I was literally standing right here. Oh, I was standing right here. My tripod was right here on the side, facing me. And yeah, I was just doing my thing right here. Look how wide this sidewalk is. There was no way that I was blocking it, you know. But then once he realized that, because it was obvious, he went from, oh, you can't block the sidewalk, to you can't have a tripod here. But again, in the code of conduct, it doesn't say nothing about blocking sidewalks. I mean, with having tripods. Just says you cannot necessarily block sidewalks. Right, exactly. Beyond belief. Not blocking anyone here. So yeah, this was the place where I was arrested. So a quick update on my case. So I had court March 13th, which was 2 weeks ago. So I went to my court date and everything, and little do we know that district attorneys never filed my case. So I would think like, oh, you know, they're just gonna drop my case, right? They didn't file. I showed up, you know. Wrong. They have a year to file, so they could literally just sit on this case and just hold my stuff for a whole year. So I'm gonna have to wait a whole year, and hopefully it doesn't go that route, but I have a feeling that they are just gonna hold my stuff for a whole year, and then either file at the end of the year or drop the case, which I think it's most likely gonna be the case. They're most likely just gonna drop the case because they don't have anything. Like, it's ridiculous. Again, look at this. Look at this. I was gonna post up right here, but I'm gonna go buy some juice first. But maybe in the future, I'll post up somewhere right here. Look at all these people just chilling right here. Look at all these people just chilling. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's. They took my phone that I was recording myself with the tripod, and they took my action camera that was on my chest, which the security guard even said that camera was okay, that one recording on my chest. So the fact that they took that one was just retaliation. I understand they took the one from the tripod because that was apparently the issue, but the fact that they took my action camera as well, that just shows that they didn't want this video getting out. And the fact that they haven't filed a case proves that, you know? So yeah, it's ridiculous. So yeah, when I go in the store to buy a juice, again, I'm gonna buy a juice just to show that I'm a customer as well. I don't need to buy a juice or anything. I could literally just walk through here if I wanted to and just window shop. Nothing illegal about that. And then see if anybody wants to have a chat, which there's nothing illegal about that either. We have the right to speak to each other, as human beings, share knowledge. Nobody else can take that from us. It's basic human rights. Basically, yeah, they basically robbed me. Yeah, that's right, one man and his detective. So, okay. I'm gonna go out to the end of this street. Yeah, the public library is actually next to the store that I'm gonna go to. So yeah. Let's see. Again, look at all these benches. I don't know why the chat's not coming up. Let me see. Top chat. There we go. Well, the U.S. Constitution acknowledges our rights. Our rights cannot be trumped by any policy or law. I know, I'm hoping they don't delete the video, because they could just be like, oh, it just delete it, right? Like it wasn't there if I go and complain, right? But the funny thing is, if they do delete my video, is they took my cameras because I was recording as evidence. So it'll be a little weird if there's no video. So why did you take my cameras, So again, they're just gonna have to drop the case, I'm assuming, so. And yeah, and the code of conduct, to be honest, it's literally it's not much different than the sign that I showed out there, which again, I think it's in here as well. Oh no, it's a parking sign. Yeah, so I am gonna call like every month or so just to see if they filed my case, but I should be getting something in the mail anyway if they do file my case, letting me know that I need to show up on a certain date, But imagine when we don't show up to court, what happens then? A warrant gets put out for your arrest. Now they're hunting you down like a dog for not showing up to court, But when they don't show up to court, oh, it's okay. They have a year to file. So there's nothing wrong with that. That doesn't show they're taking advantage of people. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, when I go in the store, I'm going to put the camera down. I don't want them to, because I am going in a store. I don't want them to start tripping that I'm recording. Again, I was on my way back from work. So I am a little hungry. So yeah, juice should be good. That way I can preserve the water as well. Don't want to drink the whole water. Kind of use it as a demonstration as well. All right, I'm gonna go in the store. Got my work shoes. What samples are these?
We have our citrus too, and then our chocolate almond.
Can I try the citrus?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this one right?
Yes. That's gonna be one of our more sweeter ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem.
I was about to ask for a trash. This one right here. Oh, yeah. What's up, B. Thomas? That's right, Beyond Belief, getting juiced up. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
It's okay. I think I'm gonna go for the smoothie actually instead of the juice. That's gonna be more filling. Let's see. Oh, that one sounds good. The strawberry orange mango smoothie. Yeah, it's probably gonna be the one. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, probably when I'm done, I'm probably gonna get one to go for Natalie. So. That's the thing. They haven't even filed the case, so there's no case yet. So, but yeah, they can't charge you with the same crime twice, right? Oh, I gotta remember to put my chest cam when I set up. I don't have it on. Yes, can I get a strawberry orange mango smoothie? No, that'll be all.
Do you have a membership with us?
I do not.
All right, it's gonna be $7 even.
I can pick up for Rebecca.
Rebecca?
Oh.
I think you're all set.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. You too. All right. I thought they were gonna make it, but I guess they already have them pre-made. Here we go. Yeah, this will keep me cool for like the next hour or so. All right, so the library is actually down this street, which is cool because it's very crowded here. I've never been on this side of the street. The 3 times that I've been here, I was on South Main Street. This is North Main Street. So, so it's my first time on this street here. But yeah, there's a lot of people. It's Saturday afternoon. Yep. All right, here we go. Just gonna give a little scope at the library. I'm not gonna go in today, but in the future I do plan on doing like an audit inside that library. So, and then post up outside after, but not today. I might keep it a little shorter than usual today as well, since I am coming from work. I'm a little more tired than usual. Okay, here we go.
For like a minute.
So the library is actually, it should be over here. Just wanna make sure, you know, make that point. Again, we have the skateboarding, cycling, any use of wheel recreational device is strictly prohibited on this property. Which I get it, right? It could be a safety hazard. So again, all of this is public right here. And then we got the Rancho Cucamonga Public Library over here. Yeah, I'm gonna post up somewhere by the entrance of this. Right, they are gonna come up with the books. Yeah, I don't know if the library's open or not, but again, I'm not gonna go in anyway. This is the Victoria Gardens Cultural Center. And right next to it, the Rancho Cucamonga Public Library. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm gonna be posting somewhere over there by the entrance, and let's see if anybody stops to have a chat. Shit, I could almost post right here too, in the middle, but there's a lot of people walking over there by the sidewalk, so I wanna post somewhere by the entrance. All right. Yeah, probably post up next to this tree. I mean, luckily it's not that hot, so yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Oh damn, I gotta put my other camera on. There you go. There we go. That's good. Let me just adjust that. Yeah, that's good. I gotta set up my other camera right now real quick. Let me shake this. Ooh, that's good. Refreshing.
Hey, man. Where's everybody else at, man? Oh, there's Amy.
I gotta set up my other camera.
I don't know why we're talking like that.
Brother, I know you're probably getting set up for your camera stuff, but I've got a free ticket for a show that's going to start at 2 o'clock, bro.
2 o'clock? Oh, I'm actually busy. I'm actually doing
Okay,
something.
no,
I
I figured.
appreciate it.
I'm just trying to find one single person
Yeah.
before 2 because I've got
Right.
a free ticket,
No,
bro.
yeah, there you go.
All right?
Somebody will take it.
Right on.
Oh my god, I thought he was gonna try to kick me out or something. Set the camera.
But we were giving you compliments in the car about how we read. Because I even asked, I was like, what? I think Jeff read it. Like, what's wrong with giving first down? Because I know she
Yeah,
And then
well,
Everett was telling me, and then I was like, oh, where's this free ticket anyway? So.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with the classic. And trust common sense. I'm gonna put my backpack down. Yeah. I'm gonna have my juice open, that way I don't have to be opening it every time I want to take a drink. Common sense isn't very common, that's right.
That's what I told her. That's what I told her. Poor thing. She's gonna be.
Yeah, so they have a police station here. So there's gonna be police patrolling. I already seen a couple times that they passed. So we'll see if they try to tell me anything when they pass it in. Now that I'm set up. Oh, there's actually a security right across the street where I'm standing. It looks like he kind of wants to come over here. Tell me something. Nah, he's walking away. He did make eye contact with me though.
I knew that this probably wasn't.
I don't know if you guys can see the security. I kind of want to turn the camera a bit so you guys can see. Can you guys see the security across the street? Probably not. He's wearing a yellow vest, kind of. YouTube. Yeah, you guys want to give it a shot? Three very easy questions, elementary. It'll take a couple minutes.
I don't look like a goofball on YouTube, to be honest.
I mean, if you're honest, you know, you won't.
Yeah, but like, nah, it's gonna be
Andrew,
great.
you got it.
Nah, I don't got it.
Yeah, there you go, man. I
I'll
like
go
that.
after, I'll go
So
after.
the first one's actually the hardest, but then they get easier. It's multiple choice. They're all multiple choice. So the first one's, I have two images here. And the reason I call them images is because one of them's a photograph and one of them's a painting. So I want to see if you can tell the difference.
Huh?
One of them a photograph.
And one of them's a painting.
This one kind of looks like a painting.
What do you guys think?
Right.
Same?
Yeah.
All right, it was a trick question. They're both paintings. So I don't expect people to get this one, obviously, you know, but there is two reasons why I asked this question. They have to do with common sense. So the first reason is just believing someone opens the door to being deceived, right? Because you believe me that wants a photograph, that increases your choice, right? It's not good to just believe someone, right? The second reason is
Not
if
good
you,
to lie either.
I know, but I'm doing it as an experiment just to show people. No, but you're right, though. So the second reason is if we want to determine something is real, an image is not good enough. Because if I show you an image of me flying or me walking on water, would you believe I could do those things? No, right? That's obvious, right? That defies physics. So the next two have to do with elementary physics. Very easy. It has to do with water. But we agree once water is contained, like in this bottle, water always seeks its lowest point. In other words, it always goes down. Because if I turn the bottle upside down, water always goes down. Doesn't matter what direction, water always goes down. That's a fact. That's why when it rains, So since we understand that fact about water, that it always goes down, I painted the water blue with food coloring just to make it easier. How I'm showing you these two, which one is upside down? Since we understand water goes down, which one is upside down?
Neither.
I feel like it's a trick question.
Look at the water.
Is it
Water's
neither?
going to be the reference point. If we understand water always goes down.
I feel like this one. I think there's water right here, and there's just.
No, the water is definitely blue. Again, you don't have to believe it,
Okay.
but if you had to pick one, which one is upside down?
So the
based
question
on the
is-
physics of water.
So the question is, do we have to use your rules, or can we like?
I mean, the question is, since we understand water always goes down, right? It always goes to the bottom.
So it's this one then. Water always goes down.
No, which one's upside down?
Throws upside down?
Yeah, how I'm showing you these two, which one is upside
Okay.
down?
Oh, hold on.
It's a box.
I made it look similar, like the background, just to make it a little harder, right? But
Yeah.
water's gonna be our reference point.
So if the water goes down, right? then whether it's upside down or not, the water should be at the bottom, right?
If it's right side up, but if it's upside down, it shouldn't be at the bottom.
So then it's this one. I'd say
Exactly.
that one.
Yeah. This one's upside down. I actually took this one like that, holding it up to the ceiling. So yeah, that's the physics of water. It always goes down, right? Another thing about water, have you guys ever heard of water always finds its level?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What could be another word for level? Like the surface of a pool, what could be another word? Like for level.
Even.
Even's a good one, right? Horizontal is actually a proper definition for level, right? That's very easy. Since we understand that water always finds its level, this is the easiest one, elementary. Which one of these two represents level correctly? Since we understand what level means in water.
That's all
always-
you know.
Look at the water. Which one represents level as we know it?
Water level. So it should be.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so the real reason I do this is because we actually have all been lied to believing this is the answer, even though we know it's this one. You guys want to know how we were lied to? Do you guys believe the Earth is a ball?
Yeah.
Right? So NASA in specific, they claim to have satellites orbiting the Earth, right? So they need to know the radius of orbit, so they need to know the radius of the Earth, and they do tell us the radius of the Earth is 3,959 miles, which gives us a circumference of 24,901. So there needs to be curvature every mile. So the first mile is an 8-inch drop, second mile 32 inches, by the third mile there should be 6 feet of curvature, and in 10 miles there should be 66 feet of curvature. So if we actually went out in nature, like a giant lake that was miles across, to measure for this curvature, we understand the physics of water, it's going to be parallel to that structure. That's what water does. Every lake on Earth does it. But they're trying to tell us that water is bending, and every mile is increasing. So in 10 miles, there should be 6-story, foot buildings that should be measurable, but it's not there. So if I was to ask you guys, what's the number one proof that makes you believe that the Earth is a ball?
Because of like physics and like.
What kind of physics? What physics?
It's not a stupid question because the basis of like physics that we're doing and I'm doing in my AP classes is using the gravitational force of objects and their radius in order to actually measure things. And apparently the Earth matches those
Equations.
equations.
Okay, so basically gravity, right? That's what you're saying. That's why the equations for gravity. That's what you think the
And
Earth is a ball.
also I guess there's other reasons that
Okay, so gravity, real quick. I don't know if you guys knew, but gravity, first of all, it's irrelevant to establishing the shape of the Earth. The reason why things fall has nothing to do with measuring for curvature. But I will tell you that I don't know if you guys knew, gravity is just a theory. You Google it, it's a theory because it's never been proven. So what they measured, they didn't measure a force pulling anything down. What they measured was the rate of speed. So they measured 9.8 meters per second. That's the rate at which things fall. They're not measuring the force. They're just measuring the effect of when things fall. They're not measuring the cause, basically. They just, measure.
but they know that there's a force there, right?
Yeah, and here's my other thing. Even if gravity was true and was bending the oceans and all the waters basically on Earth, that curvature should be physically measurable. So in my opinion, this is the number one experiment to debunk the globe. And you will never hear anyone talking about this online because I don't know if you guys know, but this is being censored.
But do you think that the pictures of the Earth are fake then?
I'm glad you brought them up. They actually don't call them pictures; they call them images. Guess why?
Like from the satellites?
Yeah. So all the images from satellites, they're not photographs. They're Photoshop. But they don't call them Photoshop. They call them composites. So an image of the Earth like this, for example. Let me see. Like this. They're all cartoons. These are all made in a computer, basically. These are all fake.
So we don't actually have a picture of
Nope.
Earth?
If you look into this, you'll realize that very quickly. So these are actually taken 20 miles in the sky, which in my opinion is the highest human beings have ever gone. And the horizon, how we describe the horizon?
Good? Because he just looked at me and I just laughed.
How would you guys describe
What
the
about
horizon?
the sun? Isn't it round?
Well, the sun, again, I would say nobody has been to the sun, so nobody knows what the sun is. That's irrelevant to establishing the shape of I would say it's a red herring. You know what a red herring is? It's a false argument.
But what about the moon then?
Same thing. It's the same thing.
But what about all the other planets that we see?
They're just lights in the sky. Nobody knows what they are. Anybody telling you what they are, it's a religion. Because again, all religions are based on faith. And if we can't get to these things and actually see what they are, then anybody telling you what they are is just a religion. Nobody knows what they are. But again, it's a red herring. It's a false argument. It has nothing to do with establishing the ground.
So what about
You're telling us the ground is curvy.
So what if your argument is also false because you have
You don't have to believe me. Physics will show you this, you know? The only place you're ever going to see curvature of the earth, you guys are familiar with like action cameras like this, like GoPros, how they warp horizontal lines, right? That's the only place you're ever going to see curvature, and in cartoons. So through GoPro cameras or through CGI cartoons like this one, you know? Again. So what do you guys think? You think it's possible that maybe we were lied to about the shape of the earth, or are you guys pretty set on your belief?
I believe that anything is possible, but personally, I'm gonna stick to
your teachings.
To my teaching until like I find like actual like solid.
Right. So because again, I came across this in 2016. That's when it exploded on the internet, and it started getting censored like in 2018, 2019, which is literally the main reason why I'm out here. Because I don't think it's fair that I came to this, you know, in 2016 when it wasn't being censored, and now it's being censored. So a lot of people don't have the opportunity to look at both sides of the argument, right? So that's why I'm out here to share information. So I do have a flyer that has the 6 main truths that debunk the globe. If you guys want to take one, because again, if you go on and Google and type in flat Earth, you're just gonna get nothing but ridicule. That's like the number one defense right now. Ridicule and dismissal. Because again, the globe doesn't have any whatsoever. So here, let me give you this flyer. And again, if you guys have any questions about these proofs, which again, have you guys ever heard of Euclidean plane geometry?
I've heard of it, but I've never.
So it's the geometry assumed to construct everything we see, from railroads, bridges, buildings. It assumes that the Earth is a level plane. So it's Euclidean plane geometry. And geometry means measurement of the Earth. So again, we assume that it's level, and that's how everything works. So even construction, everything, you know, tells us that. Even navigation, when airplanes fly level, they fly straight. They don't fly over a curve.
I've heard that one before, but I think there was like a YouTube thing that like tried to debunk.
So again, they try to say gravity makes the airplane curve while it flies. But again, gravity is just a theory. Gravity is a theory it's like the glue that keeps this whole light together, because that's how they explain orbits. That's how they explain water bending. That's how they don't exist. So everything about the sky is just made up.
What about seasons and days?
So seasons, I would say, again, it's a false argument when it comes to establishing the shape of the Earth, but there is other explanations when it comes to that. If you're interested, you know, you could look into that, because again, that's irrelevant to establishing the shape of the Earth. But again, when I first came in this, I did have a lot of questions, like how does the sun set?
Yeah, so how does the moon just stay in place?
Well, they don't. They actually rotate above us. They're telling us that we're spinning, and the sun just stays.
So how does that work?
Well, that's just the way it was created. You know, this place is that's another thing. They're lying to us because they're hiding a creator, or basically this place was created.
I believe that it was created, but I also believe.
But you believe in the Big Bang, though?
I don't believe in the Big Bang.
Oh, you don't? How do you explain the universe?
That God made it?
You think God made the whole universe?
Yeah, and he
That's
made
fair enough, I guess.
physics too.
I guess, but again, I would say everything about the sky. Nobody's been higher than 20 miles. You know? You guys seen the Red Bull jump from space? You guys never seen that jump? You guys could Google it. It's a guy went on a giant helium balloon, 20 miles up, and he supposedly jumped. But again, he was using a GoPro, and that's what they showed the curvature. But again, it was just camera effects. And when you see the entire video, you can see
that one was obviously just light distortion.
Well, it's a camera effect, not just light distortion.
That's why
the fisheye lens warps.
That's why,
it's a fish.
It warps the light.
Sure, I guess you could say that, yeah. But it's a camera effect at the end of the day. It doesn't exist in reality.
It's not an effect, it's just how the lens works.
Well, if you have a standard lens though, that's gonna show everything how it is. You know, not a fisheye lens.
What's your YouTube?
A telephoto lens.
Here, let me give you my card. If you guys are interested, I do this at universities too. That's one of the places I love going, because obviously they can't defend their globe, and you know.
So because university students aren't exactly as smart as people.
I mean, are you a university student?
Not yet.
Not yet? Oh, okay. So you're just. Oh, you guys are in high school. Oh, wow. Okay.
Because you're in university doesn't mean you're smart.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. Not a lot of people, know that. There you go. That's my YouTube. You guys can check it out. I mean, if you guys have any questions before you guys go, I can answer them.
All right, sure. Appreciate it.
All right, man. You guys have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping. Yeah, they were chill. They were a little defensive, but all in all, the guy on the left, the shorter one, he was the one that was the most open.
Because he's getting really ratty.
Can you put all this?
Okay, we're just getting close in.
One of them was probably for sure. Yeah, it is. Mr. Jones, that's right. Well, at least the security guard's not there anymore. He was just watching me like I thought. Unless he ran away to call the police. Nah. Yeah, I can read your comment, Reina. We're right on, Reina. Yeah, Tupac in the background.
Oh, not even like Sunday night before spring break? No. Oh no. Why did that? Why did that? No. So you're already like halfway through.
What's up, Ian?
I know.
David Benson. On Spitzer.
My body wonders. Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, if I could get 3 conversations, I am gonna cut it short today. So we'll see how long it takes if I even get 3 conversations. What's up, Ricardo? Martin Haley, Lev. All right, security's about to pass in front of me to see if they do anything. Security just drove past by.
You have like 6 seconds.
Yeah, when I was arrested, the police literally just enforced the security guard's ego. It was a battle for the security guard at that point, you know. And the police backed them up for some reason, you know. So there's a reason why I haven't filed the case. I will be on. You guys want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 very easy questions, elementary level. The first one's the hardest, but then they get easier. Let's see if you actually do trust your common sense. So this first one, I have 2 images here, and the reason I call them images is one of them's a photograph and one of them's a painting.
Okay.
So I want to see if you can tell me what it is.
Okay. So I just say which one's which.
Yeah, based on
Okay, this one's a picture. This one's a painting.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, there's actually a trick question. They're both paintings. So I don't expect people to get this one, obviously, because it's impossible to tell. But there is 2 reasons why I asked this question, and they have to do with common sense. The first reason is just believing someone opens the door to being deceived. That's just not good to just believe someone.
Yeah, because we just believe that you said one
One's
or
a
the
photograph,
other.
exactly,
Okay.
right? So the second reason is if you want to determine something is real, an image is not good enough. Because if I show you an image of me flying or me walking on water, yeah, it's
Yeah.
obviously fake. That defies physics, right?
Definitely.
So these next 2 have to do with elementary physics. They both have to do with water, actually. So can we agree once water is contained, like in this bottle, it always seeks its lowest point. In other words, it always goes down. Because I could turn the bottle upside down, but water always goes down. And also, it always finds its level, you know? So that's a fact, you know, that water does, you know? So I can't lie to you. So I actually painted the water blue with food coloring, you know, just to make it easier to see the water, because it's clear, obviously, it's hard to see. But since we understand water always goes down, how I'm showing you these 2 images, which one is upside down? There you go. Do you guys agree with her?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, because the water can't stick actually to come. Yeah, so you guys got it. You guys do trust your comments, so that's good. So this last one's even easier. So since we understand water always finds its level, right? What could be another word for level? If we had to use a different word.
Balance or gravity.
Balance. Or could we say horizontal? That's actually the proper definition for level.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have a straight line, but if it's at a slope, it's not level. It
Yeah.
has to be a straight horizontal line. Right? That's what level means. So since we understand that fact about water as well, that it always finds its level, this one's the easiest, by the way. Which one of these 2 represents level correctly? A or B?
A.
Oh, that's quick. That's good. Yeah, it's obvious. So the real reason I do this is because over 95% of the population have been tricked to thinking that this is the answer, even though we know it's this one. You guys want to know how we were tricked? Do you guys believe that Earth is a ball?
Yeah.
Right? So NASA in specific, they actually claim to have satellites orbiting the Earth, right? So they need to know the radius of orbit. So they need to know the radius of the Earth if they're supposedly going around it, right? So they do tell us the radius of the Earth is 3,959 miles. So that gives us a circumference of 24,901 miles. So there needs to be curvature every mile. So the first mile is an 8-inch drop, second mile 32 inches. By the third mile, there should be 6 feet of curvature. So by 10 miles, there should be 66 feet. And that's a 6-story building. That should be measurable. So if we actually went on in nature to measure for this curvature, like a giant lake that was miles across, we understand that the water is going to be parallel to the level, because that's what water does. It always seeks its level. But they're trying to tell us that water is dense. But in reality, this will be the number one experiment.
But it'll always be level to the core of the earth.
So you think level means curve then? You think level means
Not curved, like it's like straight. It's horizontal, but always like.
But on a globe.
But on a globe, not really. No, it's curved because it's like you said. There's like the circumference. Like eventually,
Right.
it's gonna alter.
right? Would you accept those? We should be able to measure this curvature if it was there, or do you think it shouldn't be measured?
I think it should be measured.
Right, that's obvious. So if I was to ask you guys, what's the number one proof that convinces you or makes you believe that the Earth is a ball?
I would just go for pictures with NASA. Like
I'm glad you brought them up. I'm glad-
But like,
I'm glad you guys brought the pictures because they actually don't call them pictures, they call them images.
Okay.
And the reason they call them images is because they're Photoshop. So they actually admit to this. They don't call them Photoshop though, they call them composites. So they actually make them in a computer. So the only place we're ever going to see curvature of the Earth is through GoPro cameras. Are you guys familiar with the GoPro, how it curves horizons and fisheye lens, right? So that's the only place we're ever going to see curvature, or through CGI cartoons like this one. This is an official NASA image from 2012. And again, they admit their cartoons basically CGI.
well, they need some type of representation because they're not going to get like graphic like. good
Right.
quality images from that far out.
That's the explanation they give us, right?
Yeah.
But even if these were real, again, there's curvature all around it.
Yeah.
We should be able to physically measure that. But again, I go with physics. I don't go with what people tell me. I don't just believe what people tell me, right?
You need the scientific findings.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And science has to be measurable, testable, and repeatable.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with theories or what people are saying. If you can back up your claim with a practical demonstration, then
I mean, there are some abstract theories, like for example,
Again,
like
theories,
of,
but
like,
okay.
Yeah, theories, but like that can be proven. Like,
but
for
then there wouldn't
example,
be
like-
theories.
But yeah, but some things are like they're not measurable. Like for example, you can't measure your love for someone. It's like not like.
I would say that's subjective, though. I
It
would
is subjective. Certain things are like
objective.
very-
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah, certain
exactly.
things are like scientifically backed and others are not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would say anything that has to do with the subjective is not provable, like you said, like feelings and stuff like that. But when we're talking about the Earth is physical. There's geometry. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Euclidean plane geometry. You have. So it's the geometry assumed to construct everything you see, from railroads to bridges, buildings. They don't take account for curvature in the blueprints. All the blueprints are level, basically. They're all done from a data line, which is horizontal. That's how they measure height and depth, and that's how airplanes fly. When airplanes fly, they just, they have their angle of attack and their angle of descent. But when they're flying, they fly straight. They're trying to tell us that gravity, in theory, is making the airplane curve, even though it's flying straight. But again, it's just a theory. It's just, again, gravity, I would say, is a red herring. You guys know what that is? It's a false argument. Because the way in which things fall has nothing to do with actually measuring the curve of the Earth. Because again, if gravity was real and it was bending all the oceans and all the lakes on Earth, again, we should be able to measure that. But if you go to any lake on Earth, in the oceans, I mean, it's called sea level for a reason, if you ask me. Again, level meaning horizontal. They try to redefine level on paper through mathematics, and the way they do it is equal distance from the center to the surface of the sphere. So that's how they redefine level. So if you have a basketball, for example, and you go an inch off of it on this side, an inch of it off of this side, and an inch of it in the middle, and you connect those dots, you're trying to say that that means level. But in reality, it's not exact. So again, if you're talking about the objective world, we gotta go with physics. We can't just go with theories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, theories are not confirmed.
exactly.
Yeah.
Physics is confirmed.
Yeah.
Laws. For example, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the first law of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
That energy cannot be created nor destroyed. That debunks the Big Bang theory. So that proves that this place was created. They're trying to hide a creator as well. I'm not biblical myself. I think all religions are there to control, and the heliocentric model is the biggest religion. Again, why? Because it's based on faith, one, and two, they try to give us a creation story, just like every other religion. The fact is, nobody knows how this place came to be. But again, the first law of thermodynamics proves that we came from something. We're part of an eternal system, something eternal. So, you guys have any questions? So I do have some information I share because this information is being sent to the line. And the way they're censoring it, they're just ridiculing it, they're just dismissing it. And I actually go to university about this, and nobody can prove the globe. I'm speaking to astrophysics graduates, I'm speaking to a lot of university students, and nobody can prove the globe because again, it's just a based on faith. all these theories in a science book, it might as well just be a Bible. It might as well just be verses because again, theories are not proof. So just theories is just a fancy word for something. It's just and that's exactly. Yeah, there you go. So here, let me give you the flyer. Again, because if you guys go on Google, you're not gonna get any genuine information. You know, that's one of the main reasons why I'm out here because it is being censored, and I don't think it's fair. You know that we're all being lied to, and we're not even getting the chance to look. Okay, take one. Yeah, and I actually do have a YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. My conversations at the universities, and you guys can probably see yourselves on there as well. Yeah, that's my channel, the first one on there. So yeah, thanks for talking to me.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you guys have a good one.
Have a good
All
one.
right. Yeah, that was, they were actually pretty open-minded. Those three young girls or young women, right? Yeah. So let me go ahead and put this. Thanks, Blatter Dave. You guys want to take some info?
We'll come back.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem. Yeah, I said it was gonna be 68 degrees today. It feels like 74 or 75.
Terrifying. I don't want to do that ever again. Whoa. Oh, you know what? This is a library.
Say the.
Yeah, let's see if I could get one or two more, maybe. At least one more, hopefully, but we'll see.
Oh, how's the coast? It doesn't make any sense. Why? I mean, here it is.
Oh, I see two securities coming. Let's see if they tell me anything. They might be kicking me out. We'll see if they call the police. Oh yeah, they're gonna come towards me, that's for sure.
Sir. How are you? I just came by to let you know that filming and all this isn't allowed on the property. But this property right here, the border of it starts at the lights. So if you back it up to the lights, then you'd be allowed to.
The lights right here?
Yeah,
You'd be in, the second one where the palm trees are. You'd be in public property. This is private over here.
But isn't it open to the public?
That's
correct.
To the public, but it is private property.
But it's open to the public. That's kind of a contradiction. I understand because there's a lot of government buildings that are privately owned, but when they're open to the public, anybody has access to it.
Yeah,
Sure.
As long as they comply to the rules that the private owners,
Right.
that the property owners,
Right.
lay
So
out.
I did read the code of conduct before coming here,
Okay.
and the code of conduct, the first thing that says that obviously you can't violate the law, right?
Okay.
So when I'm engaging here is the First Amendment. It's actually constitutionally protected activities, my right to record in public. Of
course.
So you guys infringing on my rights will be actually breaking the law.
No, I
So you see how
understand.
ironic that is?
I got it. So we have something called free speech. Right?
Exactly. Just like free press.
What
Free press
I'm
as well.
referring to is what the policy we have here. So yeah,
Policies don't trump rights.
Listen
though.
what I'm
That's my
saying.
point.
Listen what I'm saying. So we've
No,
been
yeah,
through this
sure,
before.
sure.
I understand
Trust me,
how.
this is not my first rodeo. As well.
No. Yeah,
Just
just listen for a second, because I understand First Amendment.
Exactly. There
And
we
all
go.
that, and there is a specific thing for private property, right? I know it's accessible. Just let me finish. 'Cause I let
Yeah,
you
no,
finish,
go
right?
for it. Go for it. I'll let you
So
finish.
you're accessible to the public. You're right. You can film in public. There's no expectation of privacy in public. Exactly. Why you can film. I know that. Got it. So the question is, what is it that you're?
I'm just talking to people.
Okay, is it about? What is it about?
Just about the earth. Just sharing information about what's
Okay,
going on
is
in
it like
reality.
political or just
No, not
opinions?
political. No, not
Okay.
political. This is
So we
just-
have something called free speech, right?
Yeah,
For here that they call it, and they actually set you up with a booth, right? So like you said, you have the right to,
Exactly.
So some people like churches and stuff, they want to hand out flyers, whatever.
Sure. I know. I
So what
understand
they
that.
do is they have to have you reschedule. So you go to the office,
Right.
you fill out the paperwork, and they give you a booth here in the mall that's accessible to be
Right.
seen. Because like you said,
But
it's
if I have to ask for permission, then that's not a right. You
Well,
know what I'm saying?
I understand, but since you're on private property, it's a little bit different.
Well, if I have to ask for permission, then that's not a right. If I have the right to do something, that
Right,
means no.
but then when it's granted to you, it becomes a right.
But that's the thing. Nobody can grant you that. It's a God-given. God gives us these rights. These are God.
I understand, but we're talking about the law, not
That's
not
why the
church,
law backs
right?
up our rights. The laws cannot infringe on people's
I
rights.
understand. Like, when I'm trying to explain
Yeah.
some things that you may not understand because we've been
Sure.
trained in this and we have to do it all the time. And I deal with people like you all the time. No problem. We don't want to infringe on your rights. We're just trying to show you how to do it in compliance with here. Because public, if you're over there, this is the public library.
Yeah, I understand that.
Zero issues.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're in public.
And this is a public sidewalk. Again, you can
It's
say
not
it's private,
public
but it's
sidewalk.
not a
public
It's
sidewalk.
but it's
private
open to
property.
the public.
You're right.
And it
But
leads
because
to
it's
the public
private,
library.
because it's
Private
private,
property.
you still need to get in contact with management, right?
Right.
Because what you're doing is soliciting.
I'm not soliciting. That's the thing.
So what are you doing?
I'm just trying to see if somebody wants. I'm doing a story basically. I'm just filming out in public, which again, freedom of press, freedom of speech. That's basically what I'm doing. I'm just exercising my First Amendment right.
But you're soliciting.
That's all I'm doing.
And for sure, and we have plenty of people that.
Are you asking questions?
Yeah,
Are you-
just literally just questions. You guys want to give it a shot? I mean, you guys can see exactly what I'm doing.
I'm
It's,
good.
we know what
That's
you're doing.
fine.
It's considered soliciting. So you're asking something for someone, right?
I'm
Whether
not
it be a
asking- no.
question.
Yeah, which is just free
Was it a
speech.
time?
They're all consensual encounters.
but
I'm not
it's-
harassing
it's
anyone.
soliciting.
I'm not loitering, and I'm not selling anything.
Soliciting doesn't mean you're selling.
What does it mean?
Because
I
you
just
could
explained to you.
solicit people's attention.
So you're saying,
You
so you're
could
trying to,
solicit
so you're
their
trying to
time.
turn free speech into soliciting.
No, what I'm saying, what
we're
it
saying,
is,
we're
you are
saying what the
soliciting.
act is, right?
Yes.
Because,
I'm
because
not
freedom of
selling
speech
anything.
goes.
Soliciting has to do with
No, it
selling,
doesn't. You can look
or
at the
offering a
definition right now.
service,
It does.
or
No,
No, it
offering a
doesn't. You
product.
can Google it right now. I've done the research because I prepared for this.
So what is free speech then?
We're not talking about free speech. We're talking about soliciting.
Yeah,
Well, I'm talking
that's
about,
what
I'm
we're
doing
talking
free speech.
about. Okay,
And you
well,
guys are trying to turn my free speech
We're
into
talking about
soliciting.
soliciting,
No,
sir.
but what you're doing is soliciting.
So if you
No,
want
it's
to,
free speech.
Right, you're exercising free speech.
Exactly.
But in doing so, the act is soliciting. You see what I'm saying?
No. That's how you're turning my
Okay.
my free speech into soliciting.
let's try this. Let's try
Sure,
this.
sure. I'm trying to reason
Look
with
up
you
the
guys.
definition of
Hey,
soliciting.
same.
Look up the definition of soliciting, and then you'll be clear. Because you know freedom of speech, we know free speech, we know soliciting, but you don't know soliciting. So I think you should look up soliciting.
So what's the issue here? Is it me recording or is it me?
Soliciting.
I mean,
Soliciting.
what is
That's the
okay?
problem.
Give me your
So
definition of soliciting.
It's not my definition. it's the
Oh, give me the definition
right?
of soliciting.
Definition of soliciting is you're asking for something, but the next page is something.
I'm not asking
different.
people for anything.
You
That's
just
the
said you're
point.
asking them questions.
I'm having consensual encounters, which is free speech.
Okay. So hear me out. Right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you out. I'm trying to
Okay.
reason with you guys.
So we allow it within reason, right?
Which
So-
I'm not blocking the sidewalk. I'm not.
That's true.
Exactly. You know.
That's true.
We don't. I'm trying to go through it. I don't want to do issues because we've dealt with this many times. We have people set up a tripod and do the same exact
I mean,
thing.
if they're
we've had
selling-
people. We've had people have petitions, which clearly is protected, right? But you know what they have to do? They set up a booth.
Yeah.
And they set them up in a public area because it's your right to have public view.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Or publicly visible because it's private property, and they put you somewhere, right? And you know what they tell you? You
Okay.
cannot say anything. You're not allowed to,
So you're not allowed to use your free speech.
because you're on private property. So it's like the idea is like if someone's to your house, right?
Yeah.
I know it's not public accessible,
Right.
but you still, since it's private, you still have the right to kick someone out. We don't want to
this
kick
is
you out.
nobody's house though.
I
It's
understand.
open to the public. My house is not open to the public.
I get you, but if you let someone else in, and you say
That's me letting
for
them
open
in.
house,
Because it's
and then I
private, you
said,
have to let 'em.
and I said it's open house, right?
I didn't have to ask for permission to come in here.
Listen. If I said it's open house, if I said it's open house, right? I have open house for the property.
You're comparing apples to oranges.
I'm not. I've heard that.
You're comparing private property to something that's publicly accessible. Even if it's
listen what I'm
privately
saying.
owned, it's publicly accessible.
private.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying.
But it's publicly
An
accessible.
open house would be
Right,
publicly
but-
accessible,
but
right?
So is a shop. So is a McDonald's.
That's why I'm not
That's
going
still
inside
private
stores.
property.
Yeah,
because I
right,
understand
right.
that.
McDonald's
I'll be
too.
causing a
And guess what
disturbance
McDonald's
inside
can
the
do?
store.
100%.
McDonald's can say we don't want to serve.
Public accessible sidewalk.
Publicly accessible, but it's still private property, right?
Yeah, but
private
it's-
property has rules.
So I understand maybe after hours, 10 p.m. come out here, obviously you gotta leave, right?
Well, not even because if say if there were people right in this area doing the exact same thing you were doing, right? We would still tell them to leave.
No, I understand.
Because what they're doing is soliciting. You are exercising free speech, and I understand that because you're saying you got your whole setup,
Right.
and I respect that. That's
Right.
freedom. That's First Amendment,
Right.
right? That's elementary.
Right.
But what you're doing is soliciting isn't exclusive to selling. So I don't have to sell you something to solicit something. Right?
But-
because I can be walking around with a Bible, and I can say, or I can be standing here like a setup. There's a setup over there on Jason Penny. They got their whole little table with their Bible, and they're preaching the word, preaching the gospel, right?
Yeah.
Or they're getting people to sort of not buy into their message so much, but just listen to it, right? I can solicit your attention. I can solicit your time, right? So it isn't me selling you something. I'm sitting here. You got this question, right? You're asking people questions.
And again, it's a consensual encounter, which is not illegal.
Like, and
It's
I
a
understand
right.
that. I 100% understand that. It's consensual. I'm not debating whether or not it's consensual or non-consensual. That's not what I'm saying.
So if anybody's talking to each other, is that soliciting?
If what?
If anybody's talking to each other, is that soliciting?
What do you mean?
Like if two people like them, if they're talking to each other, they're talking to another person, just having a conversation, like all these people that are over there, is that soliciting? Or is that free speech?
No, because they're all here. They're all partying together.
So they can
Right,
talk
so
to,
if,
so they can
so if
talk
I'm
to a
here,
stranger?
so if I'm here with my family, right?
Yeah.
and I'm talking to them, right? That's not soliciting.
But
right?
it's
right.
somebody else.
But if I'm going
asks you a
around, but if
question.
I'm going around, right? We have no connection with each other.
Okay, so let's say somebody asks for the time because they don't have a phone.
Okay.
And then they start talking about sports, for example, because that's where the conversation went.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying they're soliciting because they asked for the time, and now they're having a conversation? No, that's free speech. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just asking a question and then we're just having a conversation.
You keep going back to free speech. I'm not arguing against free speech.
Well, then
That's
I
not
don't know
what
why
we're doing.
I don't know why you
because
guys are trying to
argue
kick
free
me out.
speech.
It's because you don't understand soliciting, and you already told us you didn't understand because you said.
No,
it's
I
selling.
understand soliciting, and
You
again,
understand
it
it
has to
now,
do when
or-
you're offering a product or service. I'm not offering
It's not
either.
true. You gotta
Doesn't.
Google
That's
it,
what
bro.
I'm saying.
I'm telling you to Google it. I'm
That's
telling
what
you.
I'm saying.
I'm telling you.
Trust
to
me,
Google
I did my research. I even looked at the code of conduct as well.
I know.
Make sure I'm not
Code
gonna
of
lie.
conduct.
Okay, so then what did the code of
did you
conduct
read the-
say about filming?
Nothing. It just says you can't
It did.
unnecessarily block walkways.
does
That's
not
the
say.
only thing. And I'm not unnecessarily
We can go
blocking.
get you. We can get you a copy of it right now.
If you want, you can
And
give me a
if
copy.
it says it's no filming, would you leave?
I mean, you could give me a copy
No,
of
I'm
the
just
policy.
saying if it said no filming,
Well, that would be.
would you leave because it's in the policy?
Well, that will be infringing on my rights, and if I'm threatened with arrest, I will leave.
Okay. So I don't understand it. So,
Yeah, if I'm gonna be threatened with arrest for not
we're
leaving
not
for
threat-
filming
we're
in
not,
public.
We're not throwing any arrests. We're just trying to do our job. And
No,
I understand what you're doing.
Your job is to to
But-
observe and report any crimes, and there's no crime
That's
here.
not what we do.
But
So
what's
we're not cops.
No,
right?
that's why you just observe and report. Exactly.
So
you report
but
to the
you-
law
it's not
enforcement
just
to
crimes.
enforce
It
laws.
can be anything.
To enforce law, but to also enforce the policies of this private establishment.
Police, they're law enforcement for a reason. They're not
Yes.
supposed to enforce policies. They're supposed
Okay.
to enforce the law.
That's why we're here.
That's why.
That's
We
what
are
I'm saying.
officers
but
of the property,
I-
which gives us the right to eject you, which we're not
If
trying
I'm
to do.
breaking the law.
Which we're not. No. If someone,
You're
if
in
someone,
violation of the policy of this private establishment.
I can
Okay.
be honest. If someone was sitting down on the bench, I'm being technical. We don't use
A lot of people, everybody uses their phone and records.
This
So
is
I
what
don't
I'm
understand why
this is what I'm
that's an
saying.
issue. Everybody's
it
recording.
Depends. It depends. So
So it depends why.
Yes, they articulate it, right? They articulate it in the policy. They encourage people to film themselves,
Yeah.
right? They encourage people to like just document what they're doing in the moment.
Yeah. By the way,
But they also have us. They expect us to monitor
Right.
what kind of films going on. Like if you're filming people, right?
Yeah.
You're in public, but you're not on public property. So you don't have the same. We can eject you because hey, yeah, you can film yourself, take a selfie, but you're filming the property. We don't let us have to allow that. If you're filming our cameras,
But it's just, again, you can't, and there's no expectation of privacy in public.
yeah,
This is open to the
I
public.
understand. Being open to public and being in public are not the same thing. You know that.
No, I know that because
So
no,
you're not in public.
There's a lot of government buildings that are privately owned, but
I'm not
again, they're
talking
open
about
to the
government
public. It's the same thing. That's what I'm trying to get at. Even if this was privately owned, it's during business hours when it's open
So
to
if
the
we
public.
brought the code of conduct,
You can show me the code of conduct. I'll take
you
a
said
look
you
at
looked
it.
at it.
I did
I
look
don't
at it.
believe you saw the part where it said video photography. Did you see that part?
I did not see that, but there was nothing on there that
So
said
that-
no videoing allowed.
Exactly. So you didn't see it.
I didn't see that because it wasn't there.
Okay.
Now, if you could show me
But
that,
what
sure,
you're
I'll take a
telling
look
me
at
that
it.
you wouldn't care anyways, right? Because you're like the
No,
policy
no, no.
doesn't
Here's the
matter.
thing. I would see it, but then at that point, I will be like, if it is there, I would say that that's a violation of people's rights. That policy doesn't trump people's
That's
rights.
fair. That's fair. I mean, that's totally fair. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's funny enough, I watch a lot of like first male auditors and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm familiar. I'm not sure what your goal is today. Is it
Just literally just to have a conversation with people.
conversation?
Yeah.
What is it about, if I may ask?
I mean, you guys want to give it a shot?
I'm just curious, just so like if our boss asks, you can articulate what you're actually doing.
It's actually has a conversation with basic physics.
Basic physics.
Basic physics, water in specific.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
like you're challenging like
People's perception.
Perception.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
That's it.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, nothing wrong. I'm gonna tell you this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And honestly, our point of view is like, you have experience. I have a lot of experience here because I've been working for 2 years.
Okay.
And there's never been a time that someone in your position has like not got removed from the topic. And I don't like doing that.
Right,
None of
right.
us want to do that. We try to reason and communicate. That's what we try to do the best, right? We had a blogger get arrested and posted on his YouTube.
But was he harassing people? Was he doing?
He was doing the same thing you're doing, right? And
Okay.
he had a tripod and he was filming, right?
Okay, but
And he got arrested, right?
what was the charges
Trespassing.
for filming?
It's trespassing. So, we
So
can't-
that will be discrimination. If there's no trespass
no.
from public, will have to be a secondary charge.
But-
It would have to be causing a disturbance or
Under-
something to then be
understand-
trespass from public.
Yeah, and that's can be disturbance can be determined.
So what was the
property
initial
owner.
charge before trespass?
That's
What did he do wrong that broke the law?
That's what I'm saying, right? Listen, we don't have to give a reason to technically.
Well, that would be discrimination. Again, you can't just kick anybody out just because you don't want them. There has to be.
That's what private property is.
Again, if it's open to the public, it's public during those business hours.
Okay, so Explain the difference between public and private property.
Private property is like your house, you know. Literally nobody has access to that. And public, it's anything. I didn't have to ask for permission to come in here. That's one of my. That's why it's open. Because it's open
Someone
to the public.
owns the property,
It's still private property.
and you don't get to make the decisions for what is allowed here. They do, and then we enforce
Those
decisions.
decisions cannot trump people's rights. I understand no bikes here because
So
obviously it can
they
cause-
allow you to do it, but they have to set up. I told you.
But again, I don't feel like I need to ask for permission to exercise my
I
rights.
feel- I know you
It's a
don't.
contradiction. You know what I'm
If
saying?
you're in public, yes. If someone said you're in front of a public library, you need to set up a.
But this public sidewalk leads to the public library. It makes it making it public.
So what
You know
do-
what
what
I'm
do you-
But we gave you, but we told you
gave you
the property
options.
of the library is public.
We said you can go
So
to
that's
public,
what you can say.
and you'd be only a few feet
But
away.
this sidewalk leads to. That's what it has to be.
But
open
it-
to
but
the
it's
public.
It's not public.
So how can
when the
people
mall
walk to the
closes,
library?
when the mall closes, listen.
How can people get to the library without
They-
walking through
they
this
use-
public sidewalk?
When the mall
They
closes,
use this private sidewalk.
Oh, so they have to ask for
get
permission
the
to get to this
public.
sidewalk to get to the library?
Not at all. It's where you're.
Why don't they have to ask for permission?
What do you mean by that?
Why don't, if it's private, why doesn't anyone have to ask for permission?
Because this private property.
If the
right?
mall
private
closed-
doesn't mean closed. Right?
No,
that's,
no, no.
that's not what I'm saying. Because you're starting to confuse
No, no.
the two. Right? It's
really
private
semantics.
property is not the same
Let
thing
me
as
get it.
closed property.
It's semantics.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, because okay, you're saying it's private property, but my question is, how did people get?
you know
to
how.
walk
That's
through
that's
here?
not
They
even a
use
real
their
question,
legs,
right?
okay?
Exactly, because it's open to the public. They didn't have to ask
Okay,
for permission.
okay. So you're right by saying it's open to the public, right? But you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's private property. Still.
That's the.
You see what I'm saying?
I get it. It's
Being open to the
private
public
property,
doesn't
but
make it
expl-
public.
but explain
you
it
don't
to
have
me,
the
right?
exactly the same
You-
right.
Do you guys realize? If it's open to the public, that doesn't make it public. That doesn't make any
Exactly.
You're
sense.
right,
Exactly.
because it's
Explain it
private
to me.
property.
If it's open to the public, then it is
Like
open to the
explain it to me.
public.
Explain
Yeah,
to
but it's
me,
not
right?
public property.
I mean,
public
it's in the
property.
name. If it's open to
no,
the public,
public
then
property is
it's
owned by the
not.
public. That means you pay taxes.
No, no,
and
I
you-
understand what you're saying. Like,
This is
okay,
not owned by
But
the
you
public.
don't
No, no.
because you keep reiterating everything like the exact opposite of what we're
Yeah.
telling you.
again, your issue is that I'm filming and I could be arrested for filming on private property. But
It's
again,
soliciting mainly.
everybody is literally filming. Not everybody, but a lot of people film nowadays. when
Soliciting
they're
is
at-
the main thing.
Okay, soliciting again. What do you mean by soliciting? Having a
We already
conversation.
explained what soliciting meant.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
But you haven't looked at the
Okay,
definition for
so-
yourself. So that's part of the reason why you have this
So I've been.
confusion here.
Let me just explain something real quick. I've been removed here. I've been, illegally trespassed here,
Okay.
and I went to court. In the
You
district
won?
attorney, again, if you want to start on contact the district attorney's office,
Okay.
they'll explain everything to you.
Okay.
The case haven't been filed. They're not gonna file
Okay.
because they know
I believe
that.
you.
Yeah.
Did the charge get dropped?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you still have to leave?
No. Well, that day they arrested me. They took me.
Okay.
But
So what do
again,
you
they
think is
violated
going
my
to-
rights. I'm gonna definitely follow up with that. Now, if you guys want to do that again, I'm not gonna looking to get arrested. I will leave on the threat of arrest, but it needs to be articulated to me first. Yeah. And you guys obviously are not law enforcement. But if you guys really want me to leave, then you're gonna have law enforcement
understand.
threaten me with arrest, and then I'll leave.
I totally get it. You know, I'm not necessarily concerned about that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because whether they drop the charges or not, you're just gonna keep getting exposed. So
That's
get
it.
I know you have an
Right.
agenda. Our agenda is quite literally, hey, someone's filming, soliciting, all these different things in our code of conduct that you said is not in there. If it was in there or not, you wouldn't care, right?
Well, I mean,
listen, listen what I'm saying.
The fact that it's not even in there.
That's
That's
what I'm
the
saying.
point.
It is in there. We can bring you a copy right now.
I'll take a look at the copy, sure.
Whether it's in there or not, you wouldn't care, right?
Again, I will leave on the threat of arrest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it was in there or not, it wouldn't matter to you. Wouldn't.
I mean, to be honest,
It
it
wouldn't.
would be good to see
wouldn't,
it because I haven't
you
seen
said
it.
it wasn't there, and that was your point of why.
I would like to see it though.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
So, what were you saying about what did you see about? You looked over the code of conduct. You
Yeah.
said that, right?
Yeah. There's nothing that says you can't film in here. It just says you can violate the law, which again you guys are trying to do, which is a little bit ironic. Violating my rights is breaking the law, but which is the first
I
rule.
want you to read this right here.
Yeah, no photography if you're allowed. Okay, please. No, no.
Okay,
let me read
okay,
the rest.
okay.
Let me read the rest. Let me read the rest.
No, for sure.
You have a copy. Have
Let me see.
have
Let
a
me
copy.
see. Where is it again?
Right.
Okay, no photography is allowed. No performance. Other mention has been obtained.
Okay. So,
Okay.
all right. So you told me that you read the code of conduct.
Yeah, I read the code.
And you said that there was nothing that's explicitly told you.
Right, I checked
no
online.
photography, no. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Can
here
I-
I
can
am,
I-
and I have the
can I
code of
hold
conduct,
the
right? Oh, for sure,
Sure.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Hold on to that. So there is something in writing.
I mean, the first one right
Says
there,
you're
violation of the law. Which again, if you're not allowing people to record in public, then you're violating their rights.
My bad. I apologize.
You're violating their rights. You guys are violating your own policy at that point. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So.
Okay. So if I say, I don't know, put away the GoPro and the phone, right?
Right.
I didn't say that you have to stop talking, but by asking you not to film, am I still violating your rights? Would you be able to comply to that? Would you want to comply to that?
I mean, I would politely decline your request.
So why is that?
Because it's my right.
It's your right to video
to freedom of press. Anywhere that is publicly accessible, I have the right to film.
in a public building.
I mean,
I can't just walk into your house and be like, oh,
So
it's open to
same
the
thing with the
public.
grocery store, right?
Videotape my
Have you
house.
done that in the grocery store yet?
I mean, people reporting
I'm
grocery
not talking
store.
about have you done this in the grocery store yet?
No, again, I don't go into
so why
because
not?
again, it could
So
cause
why
disturbance
not?
inside.
Why not?
Because
Why
there's
is that?
there's
No,
flow-
No.
but it
Answer
won't
the
though.
question.
It
Why
won't
haven't you?
Because
It's
there's
public
flow of
accessible.
traffic.
It's
There's flow-
public
Not even.
accessible.
You can stand
No.
by the door. You
Yeah.
can stand by. You can stand in the
People
back
sell
next to
chocolate
the
To be
produce.
honest, I haven't tried it.
Exactly.
You know, I haven't tried it, but doesn't
So
mean
this
it's
is
not.
like a grocery store. It's public accessible.
There's no sidewalks in the suburb. That's a big.
Oh
that's
my
the
God.
biggest difference.
You don't need a sidewalk to be
There's no
something public
sidewalk.
accessible.
There's no.
No,
It can
it's
be
public-
straight from the
it's publicly accessible, but there's no sidewalks there.
So
it's
a
no
grocery store would be the
sidewalks.
same situation, right? It's open to the public.
Yeah, it's open to the public.
So this is open to the public too, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you went
It's-
to
it's the difference between
no,
out-
listen. If
here-
you went to Ralph's
Right.
and you went in there and they said, what's a lot of times they have signs, right? I don't know if you've seen them. They say no
Right,
soliciting,
Right.
and they have a little camera icon.
Right.
What would you do in that situation? I'm just curious.
I understand no soliciting,
I'm
but
just
I'm not
curious. I'm
soliciting.
asking a
I
quick
don't-
question. What would you do in that situation?
If
The scenario I just gave you. So grocery store, Ralph's.
Right.
They have a sliding door. It's open to public. It
Yeah.
says walk right in. Anyone
right,
can come in.
Right.
Okay.
I can
Listen,
record my experience when I go shopping at a store. That's not illegal.
Listen. You're not answering the question.
So I
and the
don't
reason
understand.
why it's interesting because you're not applying your same logic to here. Because it's public accessible, right? You said it has to have a sidewalk. Okay, fine. Let's throw a sidewalk in there. Now it has a sidewalk that connects to the public road, right?
Sure.
Okay, so it went public road to private property because they own the entire complex, right? Yeah. And now you're in Ralph's. Public accessible doors let you in.
I actually have been to Target. Now that I remember,
Listen.
Like, you guys reminded
You got
me.
kicked out of
So-
there. I'm
No, I
sure.
didn't.
No?
You could check my video on YouTube.
On the fence.
I
Yeah,
didn't
some
get
Targets don't care. I know that. Sometimes that's
because
true.
they know that people have
So,
rights
anyways,
to record.
okay. So the grocery store. What would you do in that
It's
situation?
the same thing.
It's not.
I just haven't
It's
gone.
not, though.
A grocery
It's
store is
not.
not appealing to me to go have conversations.
But I'm not
Right,
talking
but
about
it's not the
opinion. I'm
same
talking
thing.
about objectively.
It's not the same thing.
What would you change? I'm talking about objectively, not talking opinions. I'm
No, I'm
about
talking objective, yeah.
facts,
I'm-
right?
I'm going by the law.
So you said you wouldn't go in there. Let's say you did go in there. How would you address that? If they said no soliciting, like some grocery stores will say, and have a camera icon with the
Again,
X.
I'll leave on the threat of arrest.
Okay. Cool. Cool. So we had to basically say, hey, you got to leave. We're just going to be arrested for trespassing, and you would leave, and then file something.
And then file some complaint with the police department.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, I'm not looking to get arrested. I will leave on the threat of arrest.
No, I understand. Like, it's fair. I've seen this stuff before.
Right.
We just don't want to go that route.
No, I trust me, I don't either. But if
No.
it needs to go that route, again, then it needs to go that route. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Sure.
It's just interesting because, like,
I mean, you can
like
say
you're pretty good at first until you contradict yourself. Like I was almost had you almost you're doing pretty good, but you contradict yourself like a couple times, and then you didn't know the difference of listening. So all I would do
I would say
is
free
I would
speech.
I know, but it's not about what you say. It's about the law, right?
Well,
so
law
the law
protects free
which is
speech.
written, which is
Which
literature,
protects
which has to be
free speech.
interpreted, which is defined,
And it protects free speech.
and a word like soliciting would have to be defined. If you can't define that, do you even know your own rights? That's what my challenge would be to you.
You're saying
So,
soliciting
listen,
is having a
listen,
conversation.
listen. I'm not saying soliciting. I'm saying soliciting is listening. I'm
What-
saying-
okay, give
I'm
me the
saying go
definition
look-
of soliciting
I'm saying
again.
go look at it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you know it. That's why I think you're just saying soliciting.
No, we did. I googled this before, and I googled for situations like this because people commonly think soliciting means money or selling it. So all I'm saying is like, hey, we get what you're doing. You're cool with that. I just think it's ironic how you contradict yourself and like you don't know the definition of soliciting, but yet
I know the difference between soliciting and free speech, and I'm doing free speech.
But they're not mutually exclusive. That's what I was telling you, right? If they're not, you can exercise free speech and still be soliciting, right? It's not one or the other, right? They're not mutually exclusive. That's what I'm saying to you. Because when I say you're soliciting, you're saying no, I'm exercising free speech. But what I'm saying is
Free
two things
speech
can
is
be
your
true.
soliciting. That's what you're saying.
No, wrong. Because I can sit here and say dogs are fluffy. I'm exercising free speech, but I'm not soliciting, right?
So you can ask a question. Is what you're saying.
I'm not even saying that.
I mean, that's the only difference between that statement and this.
Distinguishing the difference between the two
because look,
things.
you just said
But you
I'm
haven't
making a
defined
movie. I'm
yourself.
doing the whole entertainment thing, right? Because you're making a movie, right? That's why
I
you
mean,
got
this
this
is
whole
not.
thing. It's all documented,
Sure, it's being documented.
right? It's going to go on your channel, right?
It's just again, yeah, it's free press.
Right?
So, yeah,
Whether
it's just
whether
First
it be
Amendment
to
protected.
entertain, whether it be to inform,
Right.
whether it be to persuade, right?
Even to
You're-
just give a
you are-
tour as
you are-
well of
You're
the
forming a body of work, right?
which we have the right to.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, right? You have the right to do whatever you want in a public space, right? But
Publicly accessible space.
no, public space, not publicly
Public
accessible
accessible.
space.
Because remember, Rouse is public accessible.
Because remember,
But it's private property,
because
right?
remember, your
Again,
logic.
if I'm on the sidewalk,
Right.
I've been on sidewalks
Right.
on
So
stores,
here's what
and
I'm
they,
saying.
and they don't,
Here's what
they
I'm
don't
saying.
harass me.
I have to
I'm
defend
talking
it.
about facts.
Because, well, look, by your logic.
Again,
you
inside,
said-
there's not a sidewalk inside. You know,
Right, right.
sidewalk
Here's what I'm
is
saying. You
inside.
said
I mean, it's just, you know, just
right.
aisles, I guess
Right.
you could say.
So when we pulled up, we initially said we don't have a problem with what you're doing, right?
Right.
And I said you can, while you're exercising your right and all that stuff, you're on private property, right? You're on. So I get that you're saying, oh, First Amendment this, and I'm not soliciting and all of it. And you said all these things, right? That you read the code of conduct, which wasn't true because you would have saw it. That you're exercising free speech, and by doing that, you're not soliciting, which I said again, also not true.
So I would say that's your opinion.
No,
we're
it's not
talking
even.
facts.
It's not
We're
even.
talking
You said, and it's on your cameras,
No, no.
right? That I read the code of conduct, and
Yeah.
there was nothing in there that said yada yada yada, and then I had you read it out to me.
Sure.
Right? So it's documented. It's facts. It's
Sure,
not
sure.
my
I
opinion, right?
didn't see that online, but now you're showing me. Sure, okay, I see that
Okay.
it says no video, but I would say
Okay.
that policy is infringing on people's
Okay,
rights
okay,
that are out here.
but it's not. But it's not infringing on people's property, right?
On rights.
We're not infringing on anyone's rights.
Again, freedom of press is a right. That's my point.
It is a right. What I'm saying is you're on private property, right? Well, the whole time when I say that, you're like, oh, it's publicly accessible. People get to use the sidewalk to get to this, and I didn't have to ask permission to walk into this
Exactly,
area,
because
right?
it's publicly
and so you're saying,
accessible.
but it's not public property.
But
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
publicly accessible because again,
But
nobody
they're
has
not
to
the same
It's not a
thing.
police
You're,
station.
now you're comparing
It's
apples
not a
to
police
oranges.
station. It's not a public library. It's not a government building. You're confusing all those
Because
things.
now,
This private
because now,
sidewalk leads to the
because
public
now
library.
you, because
It
now
has
you,
to be open to the
okay.
public.
because now you're comparing apples to oranges.
No, I'm going
It's
with
you now doing this because you're saying public property, publicly accessible property. They're different. But you're not
public.
understanding.
You're trying to say private property is something that's publicly accessible is private property, so therefore it's not public, even though it's
Yes,
publicly.
because the public doesn't own
But
it.
that
Yes.
doesn't make any sense, though. But it's publicly accessible.
How does it not make sense?
So who?
Explain it to me, please.
Before
No, stop.
Okay,
Explain it to me, please.
Okay, again.
What is the difference? I'm gonna ask you the
Between-
question, right?
between what?
What is the difference? Okay. Between private property, right, and public
I'll
property.
tell you the difference between private property is that you have to ask for permission to go on private property. I didn't have to ask for permission
Wrong.
to come here. No,
Wrong.
will you tell me the difference then?
Okay.
have to have
So
permission
the
here either.
difference.
Exactly.
It's still
because-
private,
The
though.
difference. The difference.
So that's the
public.
difference, though.
Look,
If
the difference between
We and I
private
don't own this
property-
property.
Exactly.
Look, the difference
Because it's
between
private.
private property.
No, it's open
Stop.
to the public. It doesn't
Sir,
matter who
sir,
owns it.
sir,
It's open to the
No,
public.
but that's where you're wrong because it does matter who owns it, right? So here's what I'm saying. The
If you're open to the public, you have to respect
the
people's
difference
rights.
between
That's
private
the way.
property.
That's the way the law
The
works.
difference between private property and public property, like you just said, it's who owns it.
No,
Or
it's-
rather,
you have to
rather
ask
how
for
you
permission.
rather
Private
how you
property,
tried
you
to
have to
deny,
ask for
rather how
permission
you
to
tried
go
to
in.
deny that, right?
And I didn't. Nobody has to ask for permission
It's
to
not
go in here.
true.
You tell me the
I can have
difference.
like I said, you can have an open house, right? Are you asking if you got this permission to go to an open house to see it?
They're open to the
Answer my
public.
question.
Open house.
Answer my
You
question.
just-
Answer my question.
You just
Stop. Let me-
contradicted yourself.
Let me finish my.
Stop. All right, so
You're not even making sense.
you said you were in Target,
Yeah, on the
right?
sidewalk.
Did you have to ask permission to walk into Target when it was open to the public? Would you say that that's public property?
It's open to the public. It's private, but
That's
it's
not
Answer
what
the
I asked
question.
you.
Answer the
That's not what
question.
I asked
Answer the
you.
question.
Is it public property?
Yes
I
or
mean,
no?
when it's during business
No, no, no.
hours.
Answer
Yes.
the question.
I mean, it's
Is
privately
it
owned.
public?
I
Is it
understand that it's
public?
privately owned.
So you do now understand
But
the
when they're
difference.
open to the public, they have to respect
But
people's
not in
rights.
public.
Okay, but
They don't
you-
have the right to just
all
search
right, all right,
people.
so look, let's check this out.
So it changes
Because
based on
people have the right
hours.
to privacy.
Okay, but you just answered.
They don't have the
answered
right
my
to
question.
search people because they have to respect people's rights. They
Right.
can't just search people randomly when they go into
We're
Target.
not
We're not
trying to do a
searching.
search.
Exactly. Just that you
I know
guys
that's
can
the Fourth
stop me
Amendment
from
right
filming.
there. We're not doing.
Just like you
we're-
guys can't
But we
search
can.
me.
But we can.
But you guys are infringing on my
Because-
First Amendment. Just like you know, you can't infringe on my Fourth Amendment, which is my right to
I know.
privacy. You guys can't infringe on my First Amendment either.
We're not doing
We're
anything.
not touching
But-
you. We're not digging.
No,
in
no,
your
no, 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 no. I
pockets.
understand.
You're not detained,
Exactly.
you're free to
But
go,
for the
all
same
those
logic
things.
that you guys can't infringe on my Fourth Amendment, you guys can also infringe on my First Amendment. What gives you the right to infringe on my First Amendment, but not my Fourth Amendment?
Okay, so somebody taking a selfie, right? 'Cause you said freedom of press.
Freedom of press, exactly.
Somebody
People have the right to
taking a selfie.
document.
Is that
Yeah.
press?
Yeah.
That's
Especially if they
press?
put it
That's press to
online.
you? That's
Is it-
press to
yeah,
you?
anything that's recording or documenting is press, especially with a camera. That's what press is.
Yeah, no, they're on the way.
Oh, they're right.
Yeah, they're on the way.
No, sure. I'll wait for them. Oh, you're after.
I know that's what I'm saying. honestly, we're just entertaining your logic because it's like you're contradicting yourself so many times.
You guys are contradicting. So you guys are,
We're
again.
not. We're not. But
We,
it's
we
all
understand the
good.
difference from private property and public. You're saying it changes based on the accessibility. That's not true,
Right.
right? And you know that. But for some reason you're confusing me. I don't know why. Because you just like something being accessible to the public doesn't make the property now the owner has changed. Oh my gosh! Now the public owns it, or the private owner owns it. I mean, not private owner. The people who own the property private.
I'll have to speak to that.
Yeah, what's it?
How's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. So I'm just conducting a constitutionally protected activity. Just filming out in publicly accessible area, not blocking the sidewalk. That's pretty much it.
And what did they explain to you?
They were saying that apparently it's privately owned, but I was trying to tell them that it's publicly accessible. I didn't have to ask for permission to come in here because it's accessible to the public.
Right.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that means that they don't have the right to infringe on people's rights.
okay.
Watch
But
the public area.
but it is public property, or it is private property. The mall is.
Right.
This over here would be public because it's not owned by the Victoria Gardens
Yeah,
property.
I-
So you can set your stuff up over there, but they do have a right. They do have policy and procedures because it is owned privately. So it is accessible to the public. You are correct, but it is privately owned, so they can act as a part
I
of
would
that
say that
process.
if I'm kicked out for filming, obviously in the publicly accessible area, I would say that's an infringement on my rights. Because again, everybody has a right to record when they're out in public, just like the same reason that every store here has cameras. They didn't have to ask for my permission to film me when I'm walking through here.
Right.
People have the right to walk through and they're being
I
filmed
don't-
because we're out in public.
Right, I don't believe that's the same thing.
I mean, they film for the.
So
Okay.
so they have cameras here, for in the event that something happens.
For protection, right? For the same reason I record as well.
I wouldn't necessarily say for protection.
For safety, I guess you could say safety. For
It's
safety
just
reasons.
surveillance, so in case something happens, we have cameras.
And then that's part of the reason why I film as well, because it's my right, and also just in case something happens, in case my rights get violated, I want to make sure that I document that. You know what I'm saying?
So
it's
I-
my right to document
So
my.
what they had told me though is that they just asked you to simply move to another location that is accessible to the public and it's not private property.
Right. They did tell me that apparently by where those light posts are, right?
Correct.
Yeah. But I guess again, I will leave, under threat of arrest. I'm not trying to get arrested. I just want to make
We're
that
not
clear.
trying to arrest you either.
Yeah,
They just simply want you to move to an area that is not public or
I understand their request, but I will politely, because I would say I'm not violating the law here. You guys are law enforcement.
You're
You guys are
not.
supposed to
You're
enforce
not.
law, not policies. And again, my
But
rights,
this
infringing on
is-
my rights, will be breaking the law.
But this is their property. So we act as an agent for them because they do not have peace officer powers to make arrests.
No, I
Does
understand
make
that.
sense?
I understand that
So
part.
they call us over here
Right.
because they asked you to
And-
move to an area that is not private property,
Yeah.
which is just a little bit over there.
And then
then if-
and the reason for that is because I'm filming, and I would say that we infringing on my rights, which
they
will be.
they have policy and procedures.
Right.
That's not just yours; it's everybody else.
I understand the policy, but that means that nobody else can film them. When
Nobody
they're-
else. No, if they do, they talk to them.
I mean, I see people filming all the time when I walk here. People are using their phones, they're recording themselves, they're recording, taking pictures. That's what people
That would
do.
be a little bit different than I believe what you're doing.
I mean, there's no difference between someone taking a picture in public and me just,
Well, what is it
recording.
that you're
Oh, just having a conversation with people about basic physics. That's it. Making people think a little bit. That's it.
Well, like I said, so there's people that do record or things like that, but they're not necessarily doing what you're doing. What you're doing is not wrong, but they do not want it on their property.
And I would say that discrimination at that point, and that will be violating
You
my
can say
rights.
whatever it is, whatever you want it
Yeah.
to be. I mean, however you feel, you have a right to your, your feelings and your opinion.
Well, it's not my feelings, it's the law. It's the First Amendment, free speech and free
Right.
press.
Right.
From
But
publicly
they're just-
accessible
they're just
areas.
asking you to move over there. That's it.
I understand that. I was already almost done here anyway, but again, I'm not looking to get arrested, but if I decline to go over there, what will happen then? Would you
They
threaten
would
me?
ask you to leave the property.
And if I refuse to leave the property? Because
Well, then
obviously that would
we
be,
come here and we tell you, hey, look,
so under threat of arrest, I would have to leave. And I
we'll
would,
give you the opportunity to leave.
No,
you'll
yeah.
leave, and then if we have to come back.
no, I would
then
leave,
at
I would
that point-
leave on the threat of arrest. And then I would just have to get you guys' badge numbers, and then I will follow up with a complaint.
Okay.
I mean,
I mean, if
Sure.
you want, yeah, you can
I mean-
speak to a supervisor if you need to, so you don't even have to bother.
sure,
with
I
the
actually spoken
complaint.
to the supervisor of Rancho Cucamonga as well
Okay.
before. I've spoken to him before. I don't know his name exactly. I forgot his name.
We have a lot.
Okay, sure. I spoke to one of the supervisors, and I mean, he didn't disagree with me. Again, you don't have to take my word, But if you want to get a supervisor on the phone, maybe ask them.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Right.
I'm just acting on behalf of them because
Right.
this is their property.
Yeah.
And they have rules and regulations that they don't control. They just work for the property.
Right,
You know what
but
I mean?
rules-
So they're just enforcing it.
Just like the fact that they don't have the right to just search anyone they want, right? Because the Fourth Amendment protects us from being violated. The First Amendment also protects me from documenting my experience in publicly accessible areas. I understand it's private, but it's open to the public.
It is. You're right.
Exactly.
Which,
And
but the
that
thing
means I
is-
have the right to record and document my experience here. Isn't that right?
No, because it's private property and they do not.
So now,
allow
so now they
anybody-
can, so now they can discriminate on whoever they want, basically.
They're
At
just
that
wasting their time.
Oh.
Just go home. They're wasting their time.
They're wasting their own time. I mean, I guess, but.
Well, no, they ask you to just move over there.
No, I understand that part, but.
You know?
Oh no, I understand that. I understand that. No, I just want to make sure that if you guys want me out, I understand. If you guys want to threaten me with arrest, I will leave.
It's not
Because
a threat. It's
No,
not
no,
a threat,
but
man.
no,
It's not a threat.
I know. You guys are asking me, and I'm refusing politely.
Just to make it clear for everyone, also, the mall offers options for
No, he was telling me that.
Okay,
I have to ask for permission.
Just to make it clear. Sure. They organize stuff. Like I said, churches, they want to pass around flyers. What they do is
They ask
hey,
for permission.
you go to the office, fill out a paper, they put you in a public accessible area. Like you've been saying. An area like this was legal by basic pennies. And they allow you to be there. With a sign.
What's the difference between here and there? If I may ask.
I'm not saying it's different. I'm saying they put you in an area to be seen.
You just said it was a public accessible area, but
I'm
not
saying,
here.
it's just the fact
over
that you
there.
can be seen. They're not trying to push somewhere like behind the wall. They're putting somewhere where you can't be seen. Okay? That's the point I'm making. I'm not making any other point besides that. So there's options for what you're doing,
Yeah,
right? But you don't want to do it, correct?
because it's a right. I shouldn't have to ask for permission. That's my point.
Okay.
For something
But
that
we're
in the
offering
First
another
Amendment.
option. It was one being in public, but there's also an option to be here. Okay? Measures closed on the weekends. I'm sorry. But that's another option. I just want to make it clear.
No,
That's
no,
it.
you did
Obviously
tell
you
me
have
that.
the option you want to
Yeah,
take it.
No,
But
you
I just
did
want to make it clear.
No,
That's it.
yeah, I appreciate that. Trying to explain yourself. You're being pretty cool. You guys haven't been, heated, I guess, right?
Have you been able to make your point?
With you guys or?
Well, in general.
In
'cause
general?
You said that. Like,
Oh, sure, yeah. I had a couple conversations already, consensual conversations. Again, they come up to me. I don't harass anyone. If you want to have a chat with me,
You're the
again.
one saying all of that. We're not accusing you of anything.
Sure.
I'm just saying, is your point being made? As far as
As far as
refusing
what?
to leave, you're saying that you're in a public area. I'm just asking if you've made your point in refusing to comply with them and then having a conversation with us where we just told you, hey, just move over here.
Well, I do refuse to comply with policies that violate my rights. But again, if law enforcement tells me to leave under threat of arrest, I will leave. Because again, I don't want my life violated, but I also don't want to be arrested.
Okay, it's not about violating your rights. There's just rules here.
Again,
So
but
either-
rules cannot trump people's rights. That's my point. Just like they don't have the right to just search anyone randomly because of the Fourth
Okay,
Amendment.
Well, they're not asking to do that. They're just simply asking you to move to a place that is not public or private property.
Yeah, so now they're abusing my they're infringing on my First Amendment because apparently I can't. So what they're telling me is that I can't exercise my First Amendment here. I can exercise it over there, which doesn't make any sense to me.
It's public. It's public.
So does that mean that you guys have the right to search anyone that's right here and not anyone over there?
It doesn't matter private or public.
No,
We don't
what
just
I'm saying
search
is if I'm here,
people.
do you have the right to just search anyone if you
We don't
wanted
just
to?
search people.
Exactly.
like
You need
that.
to suspect them of a crime first. Exactly.
Okay, so what's your point?
My point is that I'm not breaking a law here. I'm actually exercising a right, which is the opposite of breaking a law.
Are you missing my whole point here? It's private property.
But it's
It's
publicly
public,
accessible.
But it's public property over there.
This sidewalk has to be publicly accessible for people that want to go to the public
It's
library.
the difference, dude. It's so if you were to leave this property and go over there on the sidewalk, it's
Right.
publicly accessible and it's public property.
Right.
Even though this is open to the public,
Right.
it's private property. Does that not make sense?
So there's a lot of government buildings that are privately owned, like USPS, city halls. They're all privately owned, and they're open to the public.
Right.
So my point is, when they're open to the public, people have the right to go in and record and exercise the First Amendment.
Right. But
Same
they
thing
are
here.
asking you to leave.
That will be-
No, then they have the right.
But just like the privately owned government buildings are open to the public, when you're open to the public, you have to respect people's rights. Again, just like you can't search anyone just because
Searching has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
no, it has to do with the Fourth Amendment.
Okay, we're not talking about Fourth Amendment.
Well, I'm talking. It's parallel to the First Amendment. They're there for a reason. They're there to they're there to protect us as citizens from tyrannical.
They're just asking you to follow the rules and procedures that they have.
I people, they say they have a rule that says, oh, we have the right to search anyone that's in this
It's
property.
not violating
That
your rights.
rule,
You just walk over there
that
and
rule
do
will be in
exactly what you
violation,
wanna do.
in direct violation of people's rights. Even if they had it in paper, it still wouldn't.
What's your name?
My name's William.
William.
Yeah.
They're not violating your rights. They're just simply asking you to move over there.
And that's my point. And
But you're the one that's-
and if I refuse, then they are gonna violate my rights.
No, they're just going to act as a private company, which
They're
they
gonna,
are.
and then they're gonna
And they
basically,
call us out here.
they're gonna discriminate against me and violate
It's
my
not
rights.
nothing
And,
about discrimination. You want to make it about discrimination? That's on you.
I mean,
But that's not discrimination.
I mean, if I'm exercising
It's
the
the
First
rules and
Amendment,
procedures that they have here on this property.
but again, rules cannot supersede our
No
rights.
one's trying to violate your rights. They just simply asked you to move over there.
But that will be violating my rights.
It's just following the rules that they have on this property.
But again, the rules cannot. That's where I'm like we're kind of going,
Okay,
different.
so here's the deal.
Sure.
They're asking you to leave the property. If you wanted to fill out the proper form and documentation, you could have been here with no issues, but you failed to do so.
So-
that's what he was explaining to you.
Oh,
That
yeah,
they would give it. If you would have filled out the proper forms and went about it the right way, then you would have had your own little setup. No one would bother you. You do your thing until until the mall closes.
Right.
But the fact that you refused to do that and you didn't follow, the procedures that they have here, they're asking you to either move over there or leave the property. If you don't want to, if you refuse to do so, they then have the right
To violate my rights.
to make an arrest for trespassing because they've asked you to leave the property and they can't.
But why did they ask me to leave? Because I refused to obey them.
Because they have rules that say that no one can film
But
on
I
this
understand the
property
rules.
without
Right.
filing the proper paperwork, which you failed to do so.
So I understand the rules. For example, no skateboarding, no,
Right.
bikes, right? All that.
Right.
I understand that because it's like a safety concern, right? I get it.
No, it's their rules.
Because the reason why it's a rule is because
William,
of a
what do you
reason.
want, man?
My,
We're
I,
simply
I don't want to.
asking
I
you
don't want my
move
rights
over there.
my rights
Okay,
violated.
so just go over there then. Just move up there where it's publicly owned,
Right. I get that.
and you can do whatever you want to do. This is privately owned. It's not trying to violate your rights. It's not trying to discriminate you. They're simply asking you to just move over there, and you can do whatever you want.
I understand that, but again,
You're just making it more difficult.
No.
To be honest.
I feel like you guys are making it difficult. Because again,
No, I'm
this,
just asking you to move over there. So if you can move over there, then we would be done and over. This would be done and
okay.
over. with.
Again, if you guys want to basically tell me to leave on the third, I'll leave.
We just want you to move over
Okay,
there. We're not
then-
even asking you to leave.
No, but that's the thing. I don't want to go over there. You know what I'm saying? People over there wouldn't be able to read my sign. I wouldn't be able to have any
Okay,
conversations.
so then why don't you fill out the proper paperwork and come back? Or if you want to do it right here or at JCPenney's or wherever they will accommodate.
They would accommodate. That's the thing. If it's a right, I don't feel like I need to ask permission. That's my point.
Then go somewhere where it's public. and
Publicly
the same
accessible,
thing.
which is right
No,
here.
publicly owned.
I didn't have to ask for permission to come in here. That's my main point.
Okay, what are we gonna do here? I'm wanting to know what you're gonna do here.
Sure. Okay.
Because I've already given
okay.
you multiple options.
If
and
I
you're
refuse
refusing
to
all.
go over there, right? Are you guys gonna threaten me with arrest if I don't leave? Because
It's
again,
not
I'll
a
leave on.
threat, dude.
It's not a threat, it's
They're-
No.
if they
Let's
ask
say
you to
I'm
leave.
refusing. Okay. I'm refusing to go over there. What happens now?
They're gonna ask you to leave. We're gonna tell you. So hey,
You have to leave, or
we'll leave. We'll give you the opportunity to leave.
no.
If you don't leave, then
No,
we'll
I
go
want to
back.
make sure it's verbalized to me.
I've already told you
If,
twice.
if I need to leave on the third of arrest, I will leave. Again, I don't want to be arrested. I don't want my rights
So
violated
I'm
either.
telling you that if you do not go over there, they are asking you to leave, which you're refusing to do.
Yeah.
We are now telling you they do not want you here.
Okay.
We will give you the opportunity to leave.
And if I don't leave,
Don't leave, and you stay here, then if they choose to press charges, then we will take you to jail for trespassing. Yes.
okay. So if I don't leave, then I could be going to jail for trespassing. Is that what you're
That's
saying?
exactly what I just said.
Okay. Can I get your name and badge number?
It's right here.
How can you on that with
Pappas.
Pappas and badge number?
It's G9456.
G9456. And your name and badge number?
Cuevas.
I'm sorry?
Cuevas.
Cuevas and badge number?
George 7731.
The 2803, what is that?
It's a badge number, but
We don't
it,
go
we
off of that.
guys don't go off of that?
The number I gave you is how they
it's our
identify
employee
us as
ID number.
employees.
Okay, cool. I'm going ahead and go now. Since you guys did threaten me with arrest, if I don't leave, obviously. 'Cause obviously they're
Not
gonna,
threat,
they're
man.
gonna.
I'm just asking you to comply. That's it.
Well, I mean, I'm not. You could. I could use a different word than threats, but you guys said I'll be arrested if I don't leave. If
Right,
they
but
told me
that's
to
the
leave.
right that they have on this property.
Well, they don't have the right to violate people's rights.
Okay,
That's
I
my
don't
main
want to
point.
keep talking
That's
to
fine.
you
That's fine.
because this is pointless.
It is. It is. I feel like you guys are wasting your time because again, I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not breaking the law. You guys are law
Technically,
enforcement.
you are because there's rules that they have.
You guys are not law enforcement. You guys are law
We
enforcement.
act for them because they are not peace officers and they do not have peace power.
They're not law
capability.
enforcement.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're here.
Yeah. So again, you guys cannot break the law, which violating people's rights is breaking the law. So again, I'll go ahead and go. I'll follow up with this. Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Again, I'm not gonna try to get.
Our station is up here if you
Sure.
want to talk to the watchman.
I'll go to that Rancho Cucamonga one.
No, it's the same one.
Same thing.
We have a substation right here.
Oh.
There's a supervisor you can speak to right now if you'd like.
Sure. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll follow up.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Take care.
Yeah. Right. Yes, I'll do.
Do they have a contract with the people that own this?
Yeah, they contract us.
Apparently, people can't film.
We work for the
No, they
Exactly. I don't know. I'm gonna have to follow up with their supervisor because obviously they just enforce their feelings or their policies.
Will you enforce your
No, I'm going by the law. I'm going by the First Amendment.
The
Freedom of
owner
speech,
of this
freedom of press.
land or whoever they're saying is here has to come tell you to leave.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But if they're open to the public, they have to
Yeah,
respect
it's
people's
public
rights.
access.
They
It's
have to
like, oh,
respect
you're
people's
filming
rights.
in
Just like
public.
they don't have the right to just search anyone they want.
If you
they
ain't
don't-
if you
Exactly.
ain't trying to sell nothing, you're alright.
Exactly. I don't know why they don't understand that. It's weird.
It's soliciting, that's the word.
They're trying to say free speech is soliciting now. That if I'm asking a question, it's
Never
soliciting.
said that, sir.
You did say that. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna, go play semantics here. It's fine.
So you
You've been doing that for like an hour, bro.
You've been.
You've been playing semantics for like a whole hour.
You're trying to turn free speech into soliciting. That's exactly what you did.
You did that.
Why would I turn free speech into soliciting?
You did that.
Asking a question is
There's a
soliciting?
difference between soliciting and free
Nah,
speech.
look, I'm just
It's fine. It's fine.
Quick question.
Sure.
Do you have like a YouTube or Instagram? Are you live on right
I'm actually live on YouTube. Yeah, here,
I'm just
check it out.
curious.
The first one on there.
Oh, beautiful.
You want to take one?
No, I'm good.
Alright. The subject I talk about, by the way, the main reason why I'm here, you'll go check it out.
Oh,
Sure.
YouTube?
Yeah.
Still on?
YouTube, yeah. Thank you, man. Have a good one.
Curious, we'll see.
Alright, man. Alright, yes, have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too, bro.
Yeah.
How much were this?
At the very least, though,
It is a $900
the last
truck.
interaction,
Let it go for 200.
just to like,
This dude literally sold a puppy. Cheap fast go.
I mean,
Anyways,
I mean,
you
it's
see what that was?
completely
Did you see what
different.
that was?
Completely different.
And that's what I was trying to explain.
I'm not doing that.
Right,
I'm not doing that.
to be
If
fair,
I'm selling puppies, I'm not doing that.
to
I'm
be
not
fair,
selling anything.
but to be fair,
Right.
That's a
But
huge difference.
But yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying
It's
is,
fine.
soliciting comes in many forms, and what you just did was two
And
clear
free
examples
speech is
of
not one of
two
them.
clear examples of it.
It's fine. I mean, again, I'm not gonna try to argue
regardless
this.
of that, I'm just
They
curious.
already, said what they were gonna do.
And
I'm
just
gonna
for the good
comply.
people out there, right? What I was trying to explain to this gentleman, I got no problem with what he was doing. What I was saying was,
But to be fair,
soliciting and free speech, they're not mutually exclusive.
If I didn't understand something, can you admit that you didn't really know the difference of soliciting?
I would say, can you admit that? I know the
No,
difference.
I'm
But
asking.
I'll tell you the difference.
No, listen, I'll ask the question. And you're like,
Sure, I'll tell you the
answering
difference.
question. I don't know. I haven't even
Hey, look, he already said he's packing up.
You're right. We'll catch you though.
Alright, man.
Yeah, see you. I'm
Alright,
actually
man.
curious.
No hard feelings, man.
No
To
hard
be honest,
feelings.
you guys would have done this to anyone that was here.
I respect
you know?
what you were doing, man.
No, yeah, no worries, man. I'll just follow up with
Freedom of the
the.
press is important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, let's say a crime happened here and somebody recorded it. Are they at fault for recording that crime?
I'm sorry?
If somebody committed a crime here and people started recording that, are they at fault for recording? Are they violating the rules here for recording that crime? No, they'll be thankful for recording that.
I mean, we got cameras that do that as well.
Exactly, and that's the same reason why I'm recording, to protect myself. Trust me.
Okay, but by doing that, you're also doing something else. You want to know what that is?
What is?
Right. No, well, in that too. But look, we'll get out of that.
You have your thing. What else am I doing?
You're filming.
No.
What's to say
This
that you're
one's
recording me? What's to say? Yeah, but this one's facing right at there.
It's wide angle. It
Right,
doesn't
all right,
even.
let's look at this. Let's
It's,
look at
it's wide
Where's
angle
the
though.
pointing? Where's the point? It's pointing at
But it's wide angle. It's kind of irrelevant because it's a wide angle. Yeah, I'm already going. I'm packing up.
The strongest point we have is soliciting. Because the only one is a harder one, as I admit. Once they articulate it, by malicious intent, because the biggest thing is soliciting.
All right, no worries.
All right.
Hey, did you get your card?
No.
You want one?
Yeah.
Check it out. I have my YouTube right there.
All right.
Check it out.
All right.
All right. All right. The trash right here.
Long Island Audit is my hero.
I watch him too. He's pretty good.
Yes.
Long Island
and
Audit.
he is the calmest guy in the world.
Oh yeah, he is. Very
I don't
calm.
see how he could be that calm when they're cussing at him
Yeah,
and doing everything.
the fact that he's been arrested multiple times
Yes,
is
and
crazy.
he
I mean,
stays
I've been
calm.
arrested before. You could check it out. They have actually took my video cameras, and they actually haven't even filed my case. You know, it's been months. You know, so again, it's
It is
you know
crazy.
it's pretty crazy, man. But it's fine.
I actually never came across someone down here like this.
Oh yeah, First Amendment order.
So I just wanted to see what was happening.
No,
I'm
yeah.
nosy. I had a stroke. That is what's wrong. I cannot talk. Slow. Talk slow. The whole left side of my brain don't work. The right side only has a little piece. They have no idea why I'm walking, talking, and functioning. I said, don't jump my brain. I don't want to die. Look at that. I have a tattoo. I threw a rod. My brain threw a rod. So I didn't oil it. So.
Alrighty. I mean, you
All
take care,
right.
man.
It's great.
Wow, that was crazy, huh? Oh my god, they don't make any sense, man. it's private. It's publicly accessible, but it's not public. That's crazy, man. These people are nuts. Like, damn. Look what I'm doing right now. I could literally do this walking down the street and then walk back. Look, I'm gonna do this. Just, you know, they will see if they tell me to leave. Look, I'm gonna go walk around this and nobody's gonna tell me anything. Look. If I have the right to walk and record, I have the right to stand and record if I'm not blocking the sidewalk. It's just fucking ridiculous. It's crazy. Again, I'm not trying to get arrested, you know. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I could literally do this all day here. Just walk like this, recording myself, and it's not a problem. But as soon as I post somewhere not blocking the sidewalk, it becomes a problem. That's fucking crazy, man. Fucking crazy. Yeah. They didn't know the definition of soliciting. I know. They're fucking morons. I'm a little agitated. Not really, but to be honest, it is a little annoying, if anything, more than anything for me. I'm not mad, you know, because again, they would have done that to anyone that was right there, to be honest. Nothing personal towards me, and I get it. They're ignorant, you know, and again, the police officers are ignorant too. Fucking, what is it? Enforcing policies and rules that infringe our rights. That's fucking, I am going to follow up with their supervisor. I don't know when exactly, but I am going to file a complaint and see how that goes. Wow, it's pretty ridiculous. Again, what I'm doing right now is exactly what I was doing there. Like, oh, you can't talk to people. That's soliciting. Like, come on. Like, talking to people is soliciting? That's retarded. Like, it's crazy, man. Again, trying to turn people's rights into a crime. Oh my God. And again, they're the ones with the guns and the ones with the badges. So yeah, of course I'm gonna comply. I don't want to be, you know, tossed in a cage again, you know, for exercising my rights in public. You know what I'm saying? Again, what I'm doing right now, it's recording in public. And if I did this all day here, they wouldn't trip. It's crazy, man. Crazy. To be honest, I mean, I enjoy going to the universities more anyway, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. To be honest, I'm gonna have to wait to see what happens with my case at this point. If my case gets dropped, which again, they haven't filed my case, so technically I haven't even been convicted or even charged. Technically I haven't even been charged. So I don't, until the case gets filed, I haven't been charged. You know, it's crazy, man. These guys are fucking nuts. No, that's the thing. They'll say that, oh, this is public, even though it's in here. Like, to be honest, I don't even know if they're gonna let me record at the police station. Knowing their logic, it's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, so I'm just gonna walk back to the parking and then see how it goes. Yeah, I take my time. Yeah, what's up, Tony? No, yeah, trust me, I'm not trying to get arrested. It's not a good feeling. Trust me, the day I was arrested, by the way, the police officers got triggered. I was just having a conversation exactly how I was talking to them. And then he literally, when I asked for a supervisor, they literally just put hands on me. And literally at that point just arrested me. So I didn't want that to happen again. So I had to articulate that I will leave on the threat of arrest. And it's funny how the officers didn't want to say it. And again, they don't want to say it because they know that once they threaten you with arrest for exercising your rights, they're at fault. And that's why they didn't want to say it, but they have to say it, because that's how they could be held accountable. And that's why I record, which again, there's not an issue with that. There's cameras all over this place, it's fucking ridiculous. It's private, it's publicly accessible, but it's not public. Again, a lot of government buildings are privately owned now. I don't know if you guys know, a lot of city halls. And the reason they're privately owned is because now the city's paying rent. So City Hall is paying rent now when it shouldn't pay any rent. So now my tax dollars are going to a black hole budget, like paying rent in City Hall. Like, what the fuck is that? And if you ask me, that's the way they're laundering money. That's the way they're creating black hole budgets. That's how they're stealing money from us, by selling public property and making it private and then renting it to the city. So a lot of these city buildings, city halls, they're privately owned now, and the city's just renting them. So they're paying a private, entity. So like the city's paying a private entity to have access to the building now. Think about that. Oh, it's okay. Almost got run over. Oh, wow. I thought that was funny though. Yeah, go. Okay. Yeah, it's just bullying tactics again. And again, nobody complained about me. They didn't tell me like, oh, people are complaining that you're harassing him. Like, first of all, why did the securities come up to me? I should have asked them. And again, it's because they believe that I'm violating their rules. Again, he did show me that little paper that it did say no recording, but that's ridiculous. Of course people can record you. Stupid. Fucking stupid. It's just there to bully people, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wasn't gonna leave unless they told me I was, under threat of arrest, which it basically confirmed it, So hopefully I got their batch numbers on the audio, because I don't remember them. True, I could make a complaint on security guards, but again, apparently what I'm doing right now is fine, but if I start talking to people, that's a problem. That's soliciting now. If I literally go up to someone and ask for the time, for example, or and then we have a conversation, a general conversation now, apparently that's soliciting. Pretty crazy.
That's why I said.
Pretty crazy. They're like, oh, there's a public library 10 feet over there. Stand right there. And it's like, what the fuck's the difference between standing here and standing there? Oh, this is privately owned, but it's open to the public. Yeah, it's open to the public, but it's not public. It's like, damn, I can't get over it. Pretty crazy. I know. Look, I'm gonna pass by a guy that's literally selling from his car. I passed him right now. I don't know if he's still there, but he asked for permission, so he's okay. So now we have to ask for permission to exercise our rights. You see how that sounds? Ridiculous, man. Thanks, Ron. Wow. And then we got these other security guards that are just patrolling. Oh shit. These right here, and multiple of them see me. I wonder what their job is. I mean, if they're not security, I wonder what their job is, right? But those didn't harass me. No, yeah, that's true. But to be honest, beyond belief, if I just walk and try to talk to people, be kind of like, I don't know if that'll work. How I could hold a sign, right? Or maybe I could, right? Next time, just walk around like this and just hold a sign, and eventually somebody will try to talk to me, right? But then to talk, we're gonna have to stop. You know what I'm saying? And You know, and then I don't know. These people are crazy, man. Pretty insane, but that's fine. Got it all on film. I think my GoPro died already. To be honest, I don't even know if I. Oh, I actually did. I did get all that. I should have. Wow. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to now before I come back over. Unless I'm going to the library. If I'm going to the library, I'm not gonna come back here until my case gets settled. You know, once my case is settled, then that's gonna tell. You know, we'll see what happens with that. You know, we'll see if they even file. You know, but pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Yeah, they literally was just the security guard was just literally standing there, just looking at me the whole time I was there. You know, I don't know what triggered them. The fact that I was talking to people, you know. Again, it's fucking ridiculous. Look at everybody right here. Like people are just, some people are standing. I mean, well, not here, but somewhere over there. Here, mostly people are walking. Look at those people are sitting down, talking. Ah, wow, insane. Look, I'm going by this guy literally soliciting right here. Again, he probably asked for permission, you know, I'm assuming, you know, to be here. But yeah, he's literally talking about this guy, the JC Penney area. I should post up here next time, huh? Yeah, I know. Again, it's an ego battle. They say, oh, I don't have a problem with you being here, but you gotta go. So you do have a problem with me being here, you know? It's like they literally contradicted themselves the whole time. Then, you know, pretty. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Again, I'm nothing against it, you know, but again, hypocritical. Oh wow, this is the table that they're talking about right here. Look. This is the table they're talking about. Is it okay if I share some information with you guys? Just a flyer, real quick. Oh, okay. I was just gonna give it to you guys, but it's okay. It's okay. No problem. I was just gonna give them a flyer, but I guess they're busy, right? Talking to each other. Yeah, these people are crazy right here. These sidewalks lead to the public library. I still don't understand how they don't understand that it's publicly accessible, meaning you have the right, like I'm doing right now. I could literally walk around here as many times as I want. If I wanted to come here and exercise, to just walk and then record as I'm doing it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just like there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with just having a conversation either. Like these guys are nuts. Especially, you know, since, you know, I was a customer as well. Again, that's irrelevant. You don't have to buy anything here. You should have the right to just come and, you know, and browse if you want, you know. Socialize, right? It's a social setting right here, you know. All right. They did. Oh, yeah, they wanted to see themselves. That's true. All right, so yeah, I'll be uploading the edited version of that, you know, in the next couple of days. So yeah. I mean, they literally wasted my time at the end there. You know, I could have had a couple more conversations, and then I would have left, literally, and I would have been gone, and that's it. You know, no crimes committed, you know, and it would have been cool. But yep, we'll see. All right, thanks for everyone for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. All right, you guys have a good one. Peace. Ooh, you guys see that? Yeah, take care.